Hi, and welcome back for my returning viewers. Today's video is going to be a little different this time around. As you all know, there's an insane amount of stuff going down with Helldivers. From the Warbond controversy to an ongoing ARG, there's a good chunk of things to talk about. So today's video will mainly just be a discussion video of me giving my thoughts on said things as a recap of what is most likely the Illuminate's return. So let's get right into it. Alright, starting with the least important item on the list, the Warbond. Now, the general complaint with this Warbond is that there isn't much content and it's still the same price, which I have to agree is a valid point. However, anyone complaining about balance is, well, to put it bluntly, a moron. And no, I'm not talking about the Flagger Sword, which are meme picks through and through, until the melee gets buffed or more fleshed out. And besides that, they're drippy enough to where I'll even use the flag even though it's a stratagem. Back to the point at hand though. People are extremely harsh on the rifle in this Warbond, which I have to ask why. We have no clue what the stats are on the thing. I've even seen people talking about the possibility of having a burst mode. In short, we have zero clue on how the weapon actually plays or what it can do. So what's the point of getting bent out of shape over its balance? Complaining about the lack of content and the lack of updates is a valid complaint to have. Just don't be the guy complaining about balance for a weapon that doesn't even properly exist in the game yet. Next item on our list to discuss is the ongoing ARG. To be quite honest with you, I don't understand what the current status is on the code breaking stuff, but I've met plenty of people over the past few days that know exactly what the hell is going on. So if you have any questions, just ask them in the Discord and you will most likely get a valid response to help you point you in the right direction. However, there is one big thing I have to say though. Please stop spamming random shit in the bot. It got so backed up a couple days ago that the bot had to manually step in and fix it. Another thing to keep in mind is all the passwords and commands that haven't worked are displayed in the output for SATCOM. So if you have a guess, run it through the search tab on Discord in that channel before trying to further clutter the bot. It leaves more room for proper guesses from the people who have been doing this ARG for months now. I'm not saying you guys can't help, but we all have to be mindful about this. These people have been working on this for months now, from what I've been told, so, you know, let them have their time to shine. Finally, the last item on today's list is the Illuminate. Now, it's clear they will be returning in some known form, but it's not exactly known what's coming back for the first game, if anything's coming back for the first game. Hell, we don't even really know what the update is. It's very likely to be an Illuminate update. So, in the spirit of my how-to videos, I will make an educated guess on the best course of action to take against them during their return, and what exactly to expect in the first place. Just remember to take all this with a grain of salt, as I'm either digging back looking at old leaks, or the first game for examples. So, without further ado, let's discuss the... Disclaimer, I don't understand the names of these Illuminate units. I don't know them, so I'm just gonna vaguely refer to them as whatever the hell I'm gonna call them. Up first, we got Gun Guy. Now, Gun Guy over here is from, I remember in the files, I'm pretty sure a while ago he got described as, basically he would be a harassing unit that would dip between like going up close and far away, basically using the gun as right arm to fire at you from range. Not really much is known about this. Looks like it's just gonna be a lightly armored enemy, probably one of the more common ones you've come across, so anything should really do well against them. He is just a grunt after all. Alright, up next we got Whip Guy. Now, I'm pretty sure in the files this was called an Overseer, so it might be a different variant, or it was... it could have been called a Summoner. I don't remember right off the top of my head. However, this looks like it's gonna be around mid-range, like a mid-tier unit, kind of like similar level to like a Hulk almost, depending on its ability set, just not as armored. I can't imagine these guys being extremely tanky though. Medium armor in the chest and head from the looks of things, so your best bet is just aiming for the limbs if you don't have a medium armor pin weapon, or just taking them out with grenades. They just seem like an enemy you don't really want to have up a lot, especially with a name like Summoner. Alright, next enemy, these guys were from the third game. I believe they were called Overseers in that one, however, you know, the name changed, I guess. It's either Overseer or some sort of leadership name. Anyway, these guys, they could, I don't know if they're mixing up with the boss, but I believe they could clone themselves. Like, they could, do out like shadow clones, put up walls. Basically, these were annoying as hell. I have no fond memories of fighting these guys in the first game, from what I can remember, so, yeah, hellish to deal with. Honestly, just use whatever, they'll probably take damage from anything. Oh no, never mind, they have shields, but after you rinse their shield, you just go ahead and, you know, shoot them in the head with like a rocket or something. I really don't, just get these guys off the battlefield as fast as possible. Up next, this looks like a elevated, thrown Overseer, or like the last enemy. I'm assuming it has similar magic type properties, but it's just gonna be more offensive, maybe a bit more common as well. Looks pretty lightly armored. Although they all Illuminate, will probably have personal shields, so fast fire rate weapons will be extremely effective against, you know, their shield. So use something like a stalwart or the tenderizer, like in the fast fire rate mode, to rinse the shield really quickly, and then right after that, just like throw a grenade at him or hit him in the head is what I'm going to assume will be the strategy to take these guys out. All right, up next we got Gun Guy 2. Now I really can't really tell much from like what I can tell like visually speaking, because this is an old Reddit leak from like a year ago, but it looks like that it's just gonna be the ranged enemy of the Illuminate, kind of like how the elevated overseers are. Although I am intrigued in how like the main design will change as time goes on, as all these designs seem outdated, like they're not the same like design logic that the current Illuminate use anymore. So I'm curious to see how all these enemies will be translated into the game now, a whole year later after they've been leaked. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of calling he'll have like a charge shot. That's gonna be like a rocket, if like the rocket guy's on the bot front. I'm assuming that's how that's gonna play out. All right, next up, I haven't really want to talk about this guy. This is the big Hulk enemy that a lot of people were scared about. I'm going to assume that it is medium pen only on the chest and head, despite, you know, not having really any armor, but it's just gonna have a shitload of HP. Like, I'm calling that it's gonna take like anti-tank weaponry to really do any substantial damage to it, just because of how high its HP pool will be. Like a close-up brawler, it's definitely one-shotting Helldivers if they get too close to it, unless they have like heavy armor on. I'm very excited to fight this guy, especially because I remember there was an animation, if I can find it I'll put it in the video, but there was an animation a while ago of just them like crawling out of the ground. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that changes or plays out. But I'm assuming it's like a mutated Illuminate overseer or something, like a punishment, and they're sending like blindly like the Berserkers from Gears of War. Alright, I've gone through what was left, and all the other leaks just seem to be like the prototype variants of all the Illuminate that we have currently in the game, like the Tripod, the Watcher, and what appears to be an old armored Illuminate model for the Overseers. But yeah, I don't really got much of a closer. That entire last bit wasn't scripted at all, because I'm just trying to get this video done and edited, because a lot of stuff has been happening this week, and like with the game, and I like have swapped what video I'm actually working on repeatedly, because it just seems like this is lining up better. When the Illuminate do come out, I do plan on getting a how to Illuminate video, as I will put together all the knowledge I have while fighting them, because that's probably what I'm going to be exclusively fighting whenever they do come out with their rework. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm so thankful for the amount of support I'm getting. When I came back to YouTube, I was expecting to average like 30 views a video, so just getting any support at all is just, I'm so thankful for it, guys. So yeah, catch you next time. Bye bye.